Hi, Vic Joshi again, C2 Financial, home of free mortgage consultation. Sometimes people want to know a little bit more about me than just the fact that I'm a mortgage machine. And so I'm going to get into a little bit of personal background history. Was born in San Francisco and grew up in the Bay Area primarily most of my life. Was living in the East Bay. Even though I was born in San Francisco, my parents were living in the East Bay, so I've always been an East Bay guy. I consider Oakland the place that I'm from mostly because I've lived here most of my life. I did elementary and middle school in Oakland, and I did also do high school out of this area. As far as college, I have to admit that I'm a college dropout. I did go to UC Riverside for a year, but it just wasn't for me, and I started working and living on my own when I was about 18 or 19 years old. I got into the flower business because of my mom. She is a florist, and so I took over a shop for her. Was a florist in my early 20s, did lots of weddings and funeral arrangements, things like that. Did some of the wedding arrangements for some of my good friends as well. But found that being in the flower business is pretty tough. Perishable, non-essential items, it's a tough business to run. So I went into lending about 24 years old, 1994. Got into subprime auto finance, which is some really tricky stuff, but it's kind of where subprime lending started. I know that's a bad word, but that's where I got my start. Very quickly learned the subprime auto business, and then when the dot-com era was coming to bear, I moved over to an online mortgage company and became one of the top loan officers there. Got my real estate license in 1998 and have been in mortgage ever since. Have been pure commission sales since 1998-99. And have been working autonomously out of my home office model since 2000-2001, and have always worked through a large broker entity that has given me the most access to mortgage bankers, lenders, products, the best interest rates, and have always carried my own processing staff with me so that I have more control over the transaction. I am an avid scuba diver. I have my rescue dive certification. I have around 600 dives. My goal is to be dive master and maybe eventually be a dive instructor. I think in my older years I'd like to be able to instruct people on how to scuba dive because I have a passion for it, and do that part-time while I continue my mortgage business. Maybe one of these days I can get to my pipe dream, which is to be bi-coastal and live half-time in Hawaii and half-time in California, and still continue my mortgage business and scuba dive and instruct people in diving. I'm also an avid sports fan. I'm a big-time Warriors fan, have been since I was a kid. In fact, some of you might recognize that this hat's about 25 years old. So I'm not a fair weather Warriors fan. I've got season tickets. I go to a lot of games. I send friends. I send clients even sometimes to the games. So my passion though is to send kids. So I really like to take kids to the games or send kids. We don't see as many kids anymore since the Warriors became really good and popular and the ticket price went through the roof. So I really enjoy seeing the joy on kids' faces when they get to go to the game and see this amazing team perform in person. I have one child. She's 20 years old, so she's out of the house now. I don't plan on having any more children. I'm very happy to be single. That's basically a lot about me, and hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about me. Again, Vic Joshi, C2 Financial, home of free mortgage consultation.